I'm Tim Rogers. Welcome to Kotaku XP. Camera's right there.
Hi, I'm GITA Jackson. I'm also on Kotaku XP.
You're also welcome to Kotaku XP. Hey, do you want to do something really, really cool real quick?
I do.
Let's do I always have to hunt through the video for thumbnails to put on the YouTube thumbnail, right?
Yeah.
Like a part where we have a good facial expression. Last week when we were doing Electronic 3, we like both held up 3 fingers.
We
I
did
thought
do
that was
that,
cool.
yeah, that was pretty cool.
So this week doesn't have a theme because we're back to the regular old format, which is, we don't know what that is.
It's normal ass.
We're figuring it out. So do you want to do a bunch of thumbnails at the beginning of the show?
Let's do like one of...
Thinking thumbnail? Okay, ready?
Yeah.
And then how about like we're looking at something in the distance, but staring at the camera like that, just hold that still. And then adjusting glasses. Like, hold on, let me make sure this looks. And then do you want to do military salute?
Yeah.
Wait, my elbow's gonna go off the green screen, so hold like this. Okay, that's good.
Cool. Yeah.
That actually, it looks like we're
Okay, we gotta
hearing
do
off
one
the
of those
deck of a
also,
ship.
I think.
One of these.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good enough. I
Cool,
made that
cool, we
look
did them
really
all.
weird. That was pretty good. So we're forcing ourselves to a time limit this time because that was the original idea of the show.
Yeah.
Was we would do this in snappy segments. However, we dispensed with the snappiness
We did.
and we ended up with longer shows. I like the idea of doing longer shows.
I like
right?
longer shows too.
I think the people also like that.
I
You,
think you
the
do.
people, right?
You,
You like it,
you.
right? So we're doing longer. However, we're also limiting the time. So it's 5 stories, 4 minutes each. We're going to see if that works. So the first story of the week, the Switch has been hacked.
Yeah, so there's Switch hackers finally cracked the Switch, and now it's this sort of like passive-aggressive battle between Nintendo and hackers to see who can crack the Switch harder and more aggressively, and they keep running up into more and more Nintendo anti-piracy stuff.
So they hacked it, but can they crack it?
That's a big question.
Which one is harder? Is it hacking or cracking?
I don't know. I'm not a hacker.
But are you? I'm not. I am a cracker. So, I've cracked a lot of things before.
That's true. He has.
I crack every iPhone case I ever get. So I'm literally a cracker. Like this one
Yours
is.
is doing okay so far.
It's got a. Don't look at my phone, please. Don't look at my phone. It's like every time when I get an iPhone, I try to take the phone out, and the case cracks like in the corner. This one is cracked. It's cracked like it's invisibly cracked. I cracked it when I first put the phone in. So I
Nice.
crack everything.
Yeah.
So that's it's on my resume.
For a while, I think in the story that Ethan wrote about Switch hacking, there was like some debate about whether or not Switch hackers were. They can definitely force custom icons. They definitely figured out how to do that.
Okay, then
But they're trying to figure out whether or not hackers were actually using porn as their thumbnails, or if that was just a bunch of people trying to fool some journalists.
Yeah.
But it's definitely possible to do. We know that now.
Yeah.
Whether or not people are doing it, we are not sure.
The floodgates have been opened.
Yeah. There's a lot of vulnerabilities. It took a lot longer to hack the Switch than it did to hack the 3DS, which has just been hacked. It was just been hacked.
Yeah, it was just been.
It was just been
I actually bought
hacked all over.
a Japanese 3DS because I have a Japanese 3DS and an American 3DS and a Japanese 2DS. So I have 3 3DS family systems because they weren't region free.
Oh.
The 3DS wasn't region free, but every other Nintendo portable ever had been
That's
region
weird.
free.
That's the one restriction that has the 3DS has, basically.
Yeah, it was a real darn shame. However, I ended up with 3 cool 3DSs
I think the
instead
3DS is a great system.
I like it.
I really do like it.
The screen resolution's not super good.
No, but they got a lot of really good games, and it was my de facto, like my default go-to gaming machine for a really long time.
It's got the best version of Dragon Quest VII. Don't play the Dragon Quest VIII on 3DS, by the way. It's just, I don't know, pirate it and play the PC or the PS2 version on PC is what I would recommend.
Are you encouraging our viewership to do crimes?
Buy the 3DS version and then don't play it. And then play the PS2 version on PC. And also, hack your Switch. No, so here's the question.
Yeah.
Should I hack my Switch?
So it turns out that it's more complicated than you might think. There's also, Switch hackers have built-in anti-piracy software into their piracy software.
Yeah.
So someone who was trying to steal or pirate this proprietary software that a bunch of hackers made ended up breaking their machine.
Proprietary or proprietary?
That was not, you didn't really workshop that one, did you?
No, because I just hear words and then I mess with them.
Yeah, that's what you do. You're the word messer.
So I saw in this story, it's like there's people have porn in their avatars.
Maybe.
And they're subjecting other users to this porn?
Maybe.
That's like kind of the pettiest thing you could do. They're not like stealing Mario coins or
Yeah,
whatever.
they're just showing children a dick.
Yeah, that's like not the right way to hack something.
That seems bad. I don't
Hacking
like
is
it.
about revenge, not about that.
Hey, guess what?
What?
It's Pride Week. It's been Pride all month, but this week Kotaku is doing Pride.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It sure is. Maybe you've noticed.
We got this fancy rainbow logo and little rainbow avatar for our Twitter. I love them and I never want them to go away. As a bisexual woman, I'm very happy to celebrate being out and not having to come out every time I write about queer issues on Kotaku.com. But we've had a bunch of really great stories so far. I wrote two things. I wrote something about how Overwatch fans are celebrating Pride Month because Blizzard is not actually doing anything for Pride, even though the Overwatch mascot is a lesbian.
Yeah. And I mean, Blizzard has also said, what was the thing in the interview?
They're committed to diversity.
They're committed to diversity, but not as a statement.
That's
right?
so weird.
It's
I mean,
like,
diversity isn't a statement. It's just an acknowledgement of how the world actually is.
Yeah, but that they made a statement about it not being a statement is kind of weird, right?
Yeah, that's definitely weird.
It's like, it's a weird thing.
Yeah.
So I remember hearing that, or not hearing that, but someone pointed out at the time Overwatch was first announced that, what was a really diverse game was Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3. There's people from all over the world, all over the place. There's even some people like Blanca in there, right?
Yeah.
So it's like
some real freaks.
it's just full of a bunch of special and strange people are
Yeah.
in this game, and Overwatch seemed to be drawing on that because a lot of the Overwatch artists were very inspired by old Capcom art. So.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell. And, the game, as it stands, has a very diverse array of characters. And yeah, like, it's got Tracer, who is the mascot character for the game, is an open lesbian in a relationship with the girl that we don't know anything about other than that they celebrate Christmas together. But,
Christmas.
but with a lack of, like, a Pride celebration in-game, fans are still finding ways to, like, try to signal to each other that they're, like, they're celebrating Pride by choosing particular skins. Some people are choosing the Houston Outlaw skin because Muma is the only openly gay player in Overwatch League, and he's on that team. Some people are playing with Moira's Bowie-inspired skin, which is like Ziggy Stardust Bowie.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's super gay in the best way. And it's pretty cool to see, even with like a lack of official celebration, people are still being gay and shit. I love that gay shit.
Is there any game that is actively, openly celebrating it?
I don't know. I mean, you see many corporations generally. I know Riot had sort of a video for Pride that they posted about their employees that are LGBT. So there is an acknowledgement from some corporations that Pride is happening. I mean, it happens in June every year. So
yeah.
Now I think it's the most corporatized I've ever seen Pride be. In New York City, you can't walk 2 or 3 steps without seeing a different corporation say that they love the gays.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My subway stop, just Harry's, the mail order razor blades.
Oh, they've got the ads at Union Square,
at Union Square. They're just all over it.
So, this is interesting. I noticed that one of the people on the Harry's ad, first of all, don't buy Harry's, don't buy Dollar Shave Club. You can clean a cartridge razor by rubbing it on denim. You don't need to replace it. Make sure it's dry it with the hairdryer. So I noticed that one of the dudes from Queer Eye is on there.
Yeah,
is on that
I love
ad.
him. Jonathan, he's so great.
Yeah, guy's hilarious. I did not realize that was a Pride-themed ad.
Really?
Because I didn't scrutinize it.
Yeah.
I walk right by it every morning as
I just thought it was an ad for how beautiful his hair is.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was.
You look amazing.
So, I guess if I had scrutinized it, I would have noticed. So maybe that's the corporation's plan.
Yeah, be gay in secret.
Oh.
Guess what?
What?
Speaking of gay things.
Oh, yeah.
JoJo Part 5 was announced. Vento Aurero. How do you say that? Vento... It's Italian. I don't know.
The wind.
Yeah.
The golden wind.
The golden wind.
Yeah.
So this is the part. So JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is one of the best shows ever made. One of the best mangas in the world.
I absolutely love JoJo.
It's
a lot.
so good. If you have not read or seen it, I highly recommend you do so. It is impossible to explain. If you're a wrestling fan, I think you will definitely like JoJo's.
If you're a wrestling fan, if you're a fan of old British, particularly British and American early 20th century pulp fiction.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, what if it's like a noise rock cover band making an album about early 20th century pulp fiction, and then someone made a comic book out of that, which was then made into an anime. It's very, once you get deep enough into it, it's sublime.
It truly is.
It's true art.
Yeah.
And it's art, it's graphic design, it's fashion, it's musical, it's strange and beautiful.
Yeah, the mangaka's art, I forget his name.
Araki Hirohiko.
Yeah.
He has the same birthday as me.
Oh, that's so sweet.
June 7th.
You're both geniuses, so
yeah, me and
makes
my
sense.
Prince has the same birthday as us as well.
3 geniuses with the same birthday.
Yeah.
That's crazy
I
talk.
bet Prince, if he didn't know JoJo, I bet he would have liked it.
He would have loved JoJo.
I feel like he's cool enough to have read JoJo.
He probably is. Prince was really, really cool.
Yeah, he was.
Prince
he was
like
a cool
very
dude.
with it also. God.
He was probably on anime like way before anyone else.
Of course.
So I was interested in I did like an interview about Killer Queen at E3, and I came across people posting in the comments with the "Is that a JoJo reference?" meme, right? Which apparently it's a meme to ask if something that is referenced in JoJo being by itself is
that
a
a
JoJo.
meme or just like a legitimate question?
Are
legitimate questions memes
so the
now?
idea is, yeah, it's so hard.
Online is so much.
So Killer Queen is a song by the band Queen.
Yep.
And it is also a stand in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Stands are physical manifestations of a psychic power.
Yes. So the Killer Queen is one of the stands in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's also a song by Queen. It's also a game. So there were about 100 comments on my Killer Queen video that were just like, is this a JoJo reference? Is this a JoJo reference? As a joke. Because you're baiting someone to explain, actually, it's a song by Queen.
Yeah.
So I think that's great that that's like a meme and that's a thing that people talk about and joke about now, that people know JoJo enough to joke about it. Because when I was reading JoJo back in like the early 2000s, it was one of the mangas I latched onto when I first moved to Japan, because I was learning Japanese as I read it, and it's just so stupid and weird.
It is so weird.
Like the first arc in particular, just being like a Victorian horror vampire
There's
story.
a vampire, and Jonathan Joestar learns how to punch the sun into vampires.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's real weird, and it changes generations and you know, as it goes along.
It's truly fantastic. Part 5 of the anime was announced. I think it's going to air in the fall.
Oh,
We wrote an article about it. I'm psyched as a heck. I cannot wait.
I'll watch it.
I'll watch the heck out of it.
Every time I hear, I guess I want to now just reread the whole manga.
Yeah, I mean,
I
same.
can't wait for Stone Ocean, the anime. in
That
10
one's
years.
going to be so good.
And then Steel Ball Run in like 15 years. We'll
I
have
can't
an
wait
anime
to
of that.
understand Steel Ball Run.
I love Steel Ball Run so much.
Oh, man.
So now we've got this is an interesting story. Bethesda sued, who made this Westworld game? First of all, shame on them.
Yeah.
But who were they?
It's a company that often is outsourced to make branded games for brands.
So some guys in a basement.
Some guys in the basement, yeah.
Some guys in a. So it's based on Westworld. So it's a bad basement.
Yeah.
That's my
It's a
joke
dank,
about Westworld.
stank basement.
They made a game, which is basically Fallout Shelter.
Basically, it's Fallout Shelter. You are a human that's working at Westworld that has to take care of all the hosts and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
pretty similar.
So they're being sued about this because so I full disclosure, I've worked on social games before. I was hired by many companies that made licensed social games. So usually the first thing they ask you to do is they're like, hey, can you look at this game? And can you just reverse engineer all the math? And this is something I like doing, actually. It's don't tell the people who paid me to do it that I enjoyed it. But basically extracting all the math from the game. So I know for a fact that math extractors exist. So, did they steal the math?
So the way that Bethesda is saying that they know that the math was stolen was that the game has the same bugs as early versions of Fallout Shelter, which is very funny.
Yeah.
They also cited an article from Kotaku.com in their lawsuit.
Oh, that's
even
great.
though they never responded to any of our emails.
Kotaku is getting through to them. So you have proof of that.
Now that we know that they're listening, we should just say all the suggestions we have for Fallout 76.
Yeah. Why not Fallout 77?
I should be able to marry someone in Fallout 76.
Yeah.
There should be love interests.
You should have the Philadelphia 76ers in there as well.
You should also definitely have the 76ers in there.
Mm-hmm. That's all I've got.
That's all I got. I mean,
now I want to talk about how Westworld sucks.
It's a bad show.
Like, why would you play a Westworld game? Why would you, like, even if, like, a Westworld flavored game, why would you play that?
I watched all of the first season of Westworld because I was, like, I had to see how dumb it was going to get, and it got real dumb. Thandie Newton is fantastic in that show.
Oh, she's great.
But she doesn't get
also
anything to work with.
In Mission Impossible 2, directed by John Woo.
Ooh,
she's in that.
I love John Woo.
Yeah, John Woo, guy's hilarious. Westworld.
It's true.
No sense of humor whatsoever.
No, it's so self-serious. It's like the worst parts of John Nolan's like ideas about humanity.
John Nolan, also known as Christopher Nolan's brother.
It's like insufferably dark and pessimistic. That pilot episode basically says, having any hope for anything ever is just a folly and a mistake.
Yeah.
And I can't believe people watch that show and buy into that and are okay with that kind of message, because that's what the show is ultimately trying to tell you, that free will doesn't exist and you should never ever try to make the world better, because you will fail.
It's very pessimistic, very negative, and also it's just bad. I just don't like it. So I watched the whole really first season. Yeah, the writers miss every opportunity to say something funny or to say something cleverly or to say it well. And it's I've heard that season 2 alienated and angered a lot of people, and it just concluded. And I think I'm going to watch it because I watched all of season 1. And the end of season 1, I was just like,
it's a wet fart, basically.
I was like, why didn't you do whatever that was sooner? Oh, our final topic. There's a new Overwatch character.
Guess what it is?
It's a hamster.
It's a hamster. So,
this character just came out very, very recently, as in a matter of hours ago. It's a hamster named Hammond. Did you see this post on Reddit?
Yeah,
that was a guy had predicted it yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday a fan predicted that the Hammond that had been teasing was going to be a hamster in a wheel.
All the clues were there. So we've been hearing game developers now for a while talk about our multiplayer game has all the story of a single player game just strewn about in details. Turns out there were enough details in Overwatch for someone to guess what the next character was going to be.
And they say the game has no lore.
It
doesn't really.
There you go. Well,
they say that.
If you look real hard. Instead of shooting.
One of the best descriptions of, not Overwatch fandom, but a different fandom I ever heard was, it's like someone telling you that there's this really great restaurant, and you go, and it's a bunch of people who have brought their own sandwiches and are just eating them over empty plates that have been given to them by the waitstaff and going, mmm.
Maybe that's right. I think the character. I mean, I have played the game very little.
Yeah.
However, I think the characters are all really cool.
I think they're very well designed characters.
The game seems very well designed.
And I see why people latch onto them so strongly. It was they look fantastic. Sombra, man, she looks great.
Yeah. So here's what I want to talk about. I want to take this opportunity to talk about rodents and vermin in games. GAMEVERMIN.
GAMEVERMIN?
So we've just received word that there's a AAA playable hamster, right?
Yep.
So we need to now name as many rodents in video games as we can. Playable rodents.
Playable rodents.
So Vermintide would win
Yeah.
if you played as the rats.
Is
However,
there a
you don't.
Redwall game?
I don't think so.
Redwall is good, by the way.
Redwall,
Redwall is good.
not Red Bull.
Not Red Bull. You know Redwall, about the mice that are monks.
That would be cool. Yeah, I would. Those guys look like fun buddies.
Yeah, they are fun buddies. I read a bunch of those books when I was younger.
Fun buddies. So we've got Sonic the Hedgehog as a rodent, right?
Yeah.
A hedgehog's a rodent. And we've got this hamster, so that's 2 so far. Wow. I thought that I would have like accidentally thought about this before we recorded, and then I didn't. Somehow
No.
I convinced myself not to.
Well, I know of non-playable rodents. There's the rats in the Dishonored games.
Yeah, those don't.
Those
yeah,
don't count.
those don't count. We want playable
You can force them
rodents.
to do things, though.
That's sort of playable. I guess that counts.
That's
if you
a
can,
one-
if you can
that's-
tell,
that's a half.
You can telepathically. So we got 2.5. We'll tack the half on at the end.
All right.
We've got Awesome Possum,
Yeah.
Arrow the Acrobat. Are squirrels rodents? Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel.
What about the
That's-
raccoon in the game where you were robbing things?
Sly Cooper.
Yeah. So are
Raccoons are
Are
okay.
they vermin?
Raccoons are somebody from maybe the Appalachian Mountains might colloquially refer to a raccoon as a varmint. However, I don't think varmints technically are vermin.
Okay.
Is varmint a variety of vermin?
I mean, if we're gonna count varmints, then I
If we-
feel like we got to talk about Red Dead.
Are varmints vermin? And are vermin rodents?
Now we've just like got bogged down in the taxonomy of this. Like, I
Is
feel
a
like,
bandicoot a rodent?
What is a bandicoot?
Wait, I said Arrow the Acrobat. Is a bat a rodent? Bats are rodents.
Bats are
bats are
rodents.
definitely rodents.
They're definitely rodents.
Awesome Possum. I don't even know what that game is, but I know it's a game. It's about a possum.
Possums are really scary.
Are they marsupials or rodents? Man, they got freaky faces.
They got freaky faces.
They look like they're having a party. Like,
Like all the time.
so we only got through 6 rodents that were sure 6.5. 6.5 rodents.
6.5 rodents.
Um,
If you know any more rodents, please write them in the comments.
it's just they're just charging into my brain. Rodents in games. I'm just
Yeah.
like now thinking of so many of them.
Let them spill.
But I'm thinking of like boss rodents, like Mouser from Super Mario Brothers 2. He throws bombs at you. Just a big mouse throwing bombs at you.
All right.
Mickey Mouse in any game where you play as Mickey Mouse.
Kingdom
That's another
Hearts.
one. Kingdom Hearts. Do you get to play as Mickey Mouse in Kingdom Hearts?
He's in your party, so you can control him.
I
right?
guess that technically counts
Yeah.
as a playable rodent because he's there. And there were a bunch of games with Mickey Mouse in them, like
Yeah.
Castle
Epic
Illusion,
Mickey and Epic Mickey 2.
What's the deal with Epic Mickey?
What's the deal? I think we've done extensive journalism on what the deal with Epic Mickey was.
Yeah, it was a game where you get to draw stuff with a paintbrush.
That sounds dope.
I don't know. Does it? Remember, like,
And people love that stuff. I think it's really cool.
I played Okami on the PS2 where you have to draw the stuff with the ink brush, and then it was announced for the Wii, and I got the Wii version too because I'm like an idiot. And you have you have to use the Wiimote. I remember people being excited. They're like, "Oh, you can use the Wiimote to draw."
Yeah, people were
And
very
it's
excited
like-
about that.
It's like that wasn't fun like at all.
I
And
know
also-
you're an Okami hater though. Like you just don't like that game.
I mean, I've tried to like it. There's so much stuff I like about it.
It's really pretty.
And then Epic Mickey is just that's so wait, but a wolf is not a rodent.
No, a wolf is definitely not a rodent.
Can you imagine a rodent like a mouse the size of a wolf?
I don't want to.
Like that is as ferocious as a wolf.
That sounds bad. I don't like this.
I wouldn't want to bathe one of those. You know, I wouldn't want to put one of those in a bathtub and contend with it. Uh-oh, it looks like we have to go.
I think we're out of time.
Bye.